The principles of business and growth. The path from self-employment to entrepreneurship. Question. I am currently self-employed. By listening to these lectures and studying, I have been able to overcome difficult times in the past. I am always grateful to you. My question is, though I'm not sure if this is just my greed, what kind of mindset and efforts are necessary for me to improve further and become someone who can contribute to society? Answer. Those who are self-employed, those who have failed in self-employment, and those who are planning to start their own business, all of them are entering society in different ways, either by starting their own businesses or by taking other approaches. However, if you are struggling with self-employment or finding it difficult, it is not because such difficulties inherently exist. It is simply because you do not fully understand how to operate your business correctly. Likewise, if a company is given the right foundation but still fails, such a situation does not inherently exist either. If you are running a business in the right way, but it is not succeeding, that goes against the natural laws of the universe. These are challenges that we must learn to resolve. So who are those engaged in self-employment? They are individuals who are taking their first steps into society. They are not yet corporate entrepreneurs, but are starting as self-employed individuals. What happens when you engage in business? People start coming to you. Since you have opened a business, people whom you would not have met otherwise begin to enter your life. Then, how should you conduct your business? You must study how to treat the people who come to you properly. There is no law in this world that dictates that treating people properly will lead to business failure. In business, you invest in setting up an operation, and fate brings customers to you. If you treat them correctly and sincerely, they will not disappear. On the contrary, they will introduce more people to your business. As this happens, your business naturally begins to thrive. Then, what does it mean to treat people correctly? It means that your spiritual energy emerges from within you to help others. And in doing so, you are dissolving your karmic burdens. Even if you pray to God for 3,000 years, your karma will not disappear. However, by sincerely fulfilling your role in the lives of those who come before you, you are repaying your karmic debts. And when you repay your debts, you are not just helping others, they in turn help you. This mutual relationship of benefiting each other is what forms connections. As customers increase, what other kind of relationship emerges? Employees will come to work with you. Why do these employees enter into a connection with you? Is it just about hiring them and paying them a salary? Most people do not study this aspect. The owner of a business must recognize that both customers and employees are brought to them by fate. As a business owner, you must find ways to support and benefit these individuals. This is what research in business is all about. To summarize, engaging in business is a way to dissolve one's karma. As fate brings you more people, you must figure out how to play your role in a way that helps them. Business owners who understand this concept dissolve their karma through their work. For example, even something as simple as writing a meaningful, helpful message and putting it up on the wall for customers to see can be beneficial. In today's digital era, you can develop an app where people who visit your business can find valuable wisdom or insights. Or if you have run your business for 3 years, you can document its history and share how you have developed it. These efforts can help others in their own business journeys. In business, you must always be studying and learning. Simply making a lot of money does not mean you are running a business. It means you are merely a merchant. Business owners deserve respect, but merchants who are solely focused on profit do not. Why? Because their only goal is to make money. If your sole intention is to make money, then you should not call yourself a business person. You should call yourself a merchant. That way, you will avoid punishment. If your goal is simply to accumulate wealth, you should not expect to receive social recognition. You must understand these distinctions correctly. Then, what is a corporation? A corporation is about growth. At first, you start as a small business owner or a merchant, putting in effort at the grassroots level. However, once you reach about 30% of the way in your journey, you arrive at a crossroads. Will you become a true entrepreneur or remain a merchant? If you decide to stay a merchant, the universe will eventually settle your accounts. If you have earned excessive wealth, some of it will be taken away. If you have been moderate, you will be allowed to continue operating appropriately. The natural world does not operate with even a 0.1 member margin of error. It is precisely governed. People just fail to recognize it. On the other hand, if you choose to become a corporate entrepreneur, you must have a guiding ideology. Without an ideology, corporations cannot exist. If your sole goal is to make money, then you remain a merchant. However, if you decide to build a corporation, That means you have committed to continuous growth. A corporation must grow. If it remains stagnant, it is not a true corporation. Growth depends on the scale of one's ideology. The larger the ideology, the greater the growth. Returning to the main point, when you open a business, you must commit to studying for 3 years. When you associate with low-quality individuals and engage in shallow conversations, your network will eventually fall apart. However, if you consistently strive to improve and have meaningful discussions, people will stay, and stronger connections will emerge. If you ever feel overwhelmed, even greater allies will come to support you. Business is not just about making money. It is about becoming a public figure who contributes to society. The world evaluates whether you are a person of noble purpose or just someone seeking personal gain. The natural world and spiritual forces work in alignment to support those who aspire to contribute to humanity. As a business owner, your words must be different from those of an employee. That is what makes you a leader. Instead of merely striving to do well, you must focus on improving your quality and depth as a person. When your inner quality grows, your words change, and when your words change, the world perceives you differently. Those who sincerely strive to benefit society will receive the support of the heavens. This is how true growth happens. Next, on the principles of business and growth. The path from self-employment to entrepreneurship. 1. Self-employment is the first step into society. 1. People start self-employment as their first step into the business world. 2. Business failure does not happen due to fate, but because of a lack of understanding of how to run a business correctly. 3. Treating customers well ensures business growth. There is no natural law that says good service leads to failure. 2. The key to success. Building good relationships. 1. Running a business means meeting new people and forming relationships. 2. The most important thing is treating customers correctly. If you do, they will introduce more people to your business. 3. Helping others also helps clear your own burdens, karma. 3. Giving genuine help leads to receiving help in return. 3. Business is not just about making money. 1. If your goal is only to make money, you are just a merchant, not a true business person. 2. A business owner must focus on growth and contribution, not just profit. 3. True business success comes from having a meaningful purpose, ideology, and continuously improving. 4. The 3-year study plan for business success. Year 1. Learn about the local community and its people. Year 2. Gain deeper insights through mentors and information. Year 3. Start contributing and shaping a vision for the future. 3. With experience and relationships, you can now plan and expand your business properly. 5. Growing into a true entrepreneur. 1. At some point, business owners must decide whether to remain small-scale merchants or become corporate entrepreneurs. 2. Entrepreneurs must have an ideology. Growth requires a clear purpose. 3. People who aim to contribute to society will receive help from fate, the universe, and others. 6. Leadership and personal growth. 1. A business owner must continuously improve in knowledge and wisdom. 2. The way you speak and think determines how people perceive you. 3. Business is not just about transactions. It is about learning, growing, and helping society. Conclusion: running a successful business is about understanding people, growing personally, and contributing to society. If you focus on these aspects, fate will support you, and long-term success will naturally follow. And I wrote the story based on the above article's title, The Path to True Success. Jisoo stood at the entrance of her small cafe, Harmony Brews, nestled in the heart of Mokpo. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee mixed with the scent of the ocean breeze. But inside her heart, there was an air of uncertainty. She had invested everything into this cafe, but the customers were sparse, and each passing day felt heavier than the last. "Why isn't this working?" she sighed, wiping the counter absent-mindedly. Her dream had always been to create a place where people could gather, feel warmth, and share their stories. Yet despite her efforts, the cafe remained just another shop on a busy street. One evening, an elderly man, Seon-woo, walked in. He was a regular but rarely spoke beyond ordering his black coffee. This time, however, he lingered. "Young lady," he said, studying her carefully. "You seem troubled." Jisoo managed a weak smile. "Just business struggles. I thought if I made good coffee, people would come." Seon-woo chuckled. "Good coffee isn't enough. A business is about people, not just products. Why did you open this cafe?" She hesitated before answering. I wanted to create a space where people feel at home. Then you must first understand the people of Mokpo, Xianwu said. If you learn about them, they will feel this is their home. Business isn't just about selling, it's about relationships. That night, Jisoo reflected on his words. She had been so focused on perfecting her menu and interior design that she had forgotten the most important element, the people. The first year, learning the city, determined to change her approach, Jisoo began exploring Mokpo. She visited local markets, attended town events, and listened to conversations in small tea houses. She learned about the fishermen who woke before dawn, the elderly who gathered in parks to reminisce, and the students who sought quiet spaces to study. She started making small changes in her cafe. She extended hours in the early morning to accommodate the fishermen who wanted a warm drink before heading out to sea. She added a bookshelf filled with donated books for students. She even learned how to make traditional rice cakes and served them for free to elderly visitors. Slowly, faces became familiar, and customers began to return, not just for the coffee, but for the warmth of the place. The cafe, once a silent space, now buzzed with conversation. The second year, finding mentors. One afternoon, Xianwu introduced her to a retired businesswoman, Madame Choi, who had run a thriving bookstore for 30 years. You've done well, Madame Choi said. But tell me, what do you see as the future of your cafe? Jisoo hesitated. I just want to keep growing. Growth without purpose is like wandering without a destination, Madame Choi replied. You need a vision. How will this cafe serve people beyond selling coffee? Inspired by their conversation, Jisoo started writing about the local culture and history, sharing stories from the customers who passed through her doors. She created an online platform where people could share their experiences, from fishermen's tales to students' dreams. Word spread, and the cafe became more than just a shop. It became a community hub where stories lived. Travelers visiting Mokpo came to hear these tales, and locals took pride in their shared narratives. The third year, giving back. By the third year, Jisoo had transformed not just her business, but herself. She was no longer just a cafe owner. She was a bridge connecting people. One evening, a young man approached her. I've been saving money to open a small bakery, but I don't know where to start. Jisoo saw her younger self in him. Full of dreams but lacking direction, she decided to mentor him, just as Xianwu and Madame Choi had guided her. Months later, the young man opened a bakery next to her cafe. Instead of competition, they collaborated, serving his pastries alongside her coffee. Soon, other local businesses followed, and a once quiet corner of Mokpo turned into a thriving cultural street. The lesson of growth. One day, Xianwu returned, smiling as he observed the lively cafe. You have done well, Jisoo. Do you understand now? She nodded. Success isn't just about making money. It's about serving, connecting, and growing together. Xianwu raised his cup. Then you are no longer just a cafe owner. You are a true entrepreneur. Jisoo smiled, knowing her journey had only just begun.